in looking at it, looking at the records,
Oh,
looking
now
at
it's
what's
coming
the
from
story
you.
that's in here,
I'm gonna
what do you
get
think
this
is
from
the
you.
actual, what do you think is the legacy? Like, what did you, there's Appetite, there's the Two Illusions. That's enough to, you know, make this a serious contender thing. But when you look at it, what do you see as that band's real legacy? Like, what is the actual mark that nobody can erase?
I think it's that band really, you know, before Seattle broke and all those great bands. I mean, there were so many. I mean, there was Nirvana, who were like this songwriting genius. There was Pearl Jam, that was more like thoughtful, and there was Alice in Chains, who were like hard rock. I don't know. That was just like this brown slime that was so great and amazing, and Soundgarden with a middle finger coming up through the whole thing, screaming, and all these great bands, Screaming Trees. I mean, there were so many great bands. But before all of that, the 80s weren't great. I played in punk rock bands, and then it just sort of, there was Hanoi Rocks. It's sort of this band from this exotic place up there that was sort of a mix between Johnny Thunders and the Dolls and some other stuff. And then Razzle, the drummer, died. So I remember moving to LA and being 19 and 20 years old going, well, whatever's next, we're going to be the inventors of it. Whatever's next. And we're not going to be that band. We're not going to be Stryper, and we're not going to be the Warrant. And I'm nothing wrong with these bands. If you're into them, I'm not saying that. But we just...
The point is that there's no point in being somebody else.
We couldn't identify with any of that. And we'd listen to old records and great old records and Rose Tattoo, and like, well, we're more punk rock, and we're more, I don't know, we didn't question what we were. But I think when we landed and that record came out, we made the record that we wanted to make. A lot of people tried to get us to change. You got to add some rack toms. Not after all that shit we just went through. We're not. And your songwriting, you got to soften it up in your image. And yeah, well, then we're not going to sign that record deal with your label. We'll just be indie, you know. We did it our way, and I think it helped change the radio listener's ear and be more open to things that were coming later on. I really do think that.
Thank you.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
This is just getting going.
That's it.